What is up, DTube Steam blockchain? So today I want to talk a little bit about why Bitcoin always will be associated with scams. so why should you focus on DTC and Hex instead? Well, because scammers love Bitcoin. And so I went to YouTube today, and you have these scammers that are taking advantage of the Bitcoin brand and taking people's photos and making a thumbnail and then talk about that, oh, we're having a Bitcoin giveaway, we're giving away the Bitcoin. And it's like, scammers love Bitcoin because it works. Like, it's easy for them to run scams on Bitcoin because it's so easy to, like, Bitcoiners are so naive and they're so gullible, and the middle class love this concept of the Bitcoin. And the middle class, just because they're promoting Bitcoin so much, even though it's not making them any money, but there's so much belief in this Bitcoin brand, so scammers always will take advantage of it. And new people coming into crypto, they will get wrecked pretty fast, mainly because there's so many people spreading Bitcoin lies, and this creates an environment where scammers, they can thrive in this environment. So I think people should try to focus more on DTC and Hex, because Hex prints trustless interest, and it makes people smarter, that they get paid to hold up the price, and that they more get an understanding that they should stake for a very, very long periods of time, that they should not try to do this like short-term thing. So Bitcoiners in the middle class, they always try to push this thing of get rich quick, or yeah, you can make some quick money. And that's not very good for the mainstream to hear, because they're gonna get wrecked. There's so many people getting wrecked, and scammers just love this environment, because just because the Bitcoin community is so ignorant, it's so easy for them to thrive in this. And it also makes it so every female or every male that kind of promotes Bitcoin and like earns satoshis, yay, all of those people get eventually associated with the scammers. And for the mainstream masses, they have like no idea what goes on, because for them it's like super confusing about what is going on, like, oh, what is Bitcoin? And it's so easy for them to it's so hard for the mainstream to know if it's a legit Bitcoin person or if it's a scammer. And you automatically, as a female promoting the Bitcoin, you automatically get associated with these scams, because the scams are 100% focusing on the Bitcoin. So because I think they're doing it mainly because people into the Bitcoin and that kind of brand thing, they're so ignorant, and even if they get confronted with reality, they still hold on to their beliefs and lies and stuff like that. And it makes it so scammers can thrive so much with this Bitcoin thing. So yeah, people should focus on DTC and Hex instead. Why? Because they're focusing on computing power. DTC is for video. It's 4.5x more scarce than Bitcoin, and it has a real community. It has real humans creating video content on a day-to-day basis, and they're producing goods and services, and they get paid for that. And you have an amazing voting power system, and also people have the opportunity to become a DTC whale, which means they have network power. You don't have any network power in the Bitcoin, because it's like you're coming in super late, and it's like 10 years after everyone else. It's like you want to find the new networks where you can become a whale in, like for 2020s. And DTC is focusing on computing power a lot. It's focusing on video. It's focusing on this new age with vloggers that want to earn peer-to-peer digital cash, DTC tokens. And you get rewarded for proof of brain. You learn that if you're using your brain, you get tokens. While with the Bitcoin, you can't really earn it that way. And even if someone sent you a few satoshis, it's super complex with the wallet. It takes a long time for a transaction to happen. It needs like 5 or 6 verifications. Takes around an hour. That's a long time, man, for 2020s. Now we just want something fast with a good voting power system and with a real community, with a real proof of brain, and it makes it so people can start to earning some tokens and get a first hands-on experience of this instead of instead of instead of being this in this toxic environment with the Bitcoiners, where they automatically get mixed in with the scams, because the scammers are going to keep on focusing on the Bitcoin and doing these Bitcoin giveaway videos, and it spreads like mass confusion. And in a lot of the mainstream circles, they are looking at Bitcoin as a massive scam because they're seeing a lot of people getting wrecked. They see how scammers are using it. They even see how the Bitcoin influencers, what they say doesn't even make any sense because they're kind of poor and broke. And they also see how Bitcoin price crash all the time, like radically. It just went from 10K to like $8,100. Now it's back to like $8,700. But it's like, this is not digital gold. It's not even peer-to-peer cash, because people are not using the Bitcoin as peer-to-peer cash. And you have all this drama with the miners and stuff like that. It's like, what, you can't fix this ecosystem. Yeah, it's like, it's better to start fresh and focus on real communities that are here 2020. Bitcoin is like, yeah, I mean, if you Google Bitcoin, it's like you have all these news websites that are very toxic and they just shill nonsense, and that doesn't even know, they're not even in reality. Like, they're gatekeeping Hex. They don't even know about the DTC and DTC coin. Yeah, I mean, you should try to promote something better that you can become a whale in. Hex is still early, so you can still become like a whale in that network compared to, a couple of years where you're definitely gonna struggle to become a whale. A DTC, super new. If you do videos and proof of brain, you can become a whale right now. You have people, you have whales, content creator whales, that are looking for new content to upvote and support. So yeah, I mean, people should try to focus on better tokens. And the 2 best tokens right now that I think can enter the top 10, maybe in top 5, is Hex and DTC. Are there going to come more great projects? Probably. Reality changes all the time, and new stuff pop up all the time, and so on. So it's going to be interesting to sort of follow this industry. But Bitcoin is like, it tried to become this leading thing in the world, but it kind of failed. It was kind of bigger 2014 than what it is right now. If you look at the forums, if people are not talking that much about Bitcoin anymore compared to 2013 and 2014. It had that hype run back then, and it could take advantage of that and maybe grow and maybe become digital gold or digital cash, but it never happened, okay? And now you have better projects out there that are innovating much faster, and they're living more on the edge. So I think the status quo idea of the Bitcoin soon is going to die, because people see that, yeah, it's not really happening, it's not really popping off. But a lot of things can have a slow death. I would call Bitcoin a slow death, because it's like, people are super ignorant. So a lot of times, many things maybe even never die, because they can like live on life support forever. But yeah, that's what I wanted to talk a little bit about today. And yeah, I think people really should look into DTC and Hex and trying to understand it. And maybe it takes a long time to understand it. Maybe you need to watch a couple of videos that are 1 hour plus in length to kind of grasp these concepts and why we kind of need these things. But yeah, that's what I want to talk a little bit about today. Even 2019, the pump, it was plus token. It was a scam that pumped the Bitcoin from $3,000 to $14,000. It was a scam that pumped Bitcoin it was not real user adoption. So yeah, that's what I want to talk a little bit about today. Have a great day, YouTube and Steam blockchain. Bye bye.